I am very excited to be swatching this Ace Beauté Classic Paradise palette. It is a palette that I received in the makeup swap box that Steph Lyons sent me. I will put my unboxing of that box right there. And as soon as it has done scrolling the cards, I'll put also her unboxing of the makeup that I sent her. I think those two videos are so much fun to watch just because you can't hide reactions. They're just spontaneous, and it's just a lot of fun to see people surprised by things that they receive. And boy, was I surprised by what was in my box, let me tell you. So let's take a look at this palette. I did open it up in that video, but I have not touched it. It still has the plastic in it. And here are the colors. Now the red background makes it a little bit tough to see exactly what the colors are like, but I do love the grungy mustard colors. I really enjoy deep reds, so I know I'm going to love that one and the other two that are there. And the matte to shimmer ratio is great. Looks like I put my finger into vegetation. Probably did it during that video because I couldn't keep my hands off it, but anyway. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes in here, and given it is a 12 pan palette, that makes me very happy. A minimum of half mattes is what I prefer. And I am looking forward, as I stare at this palette, I'm looking forward to swatching these with you today. Again, it looks like I swatched vegetation, but I haven't touched anything else, so most of this palette is going to be quite a surprise to me. And obviously I don't really remember what vegetation is unless I just jammed my finger in it. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm not huge on burnt oranges, so that's probably why it wasn't all that memorable to me, but boy, there are some colors in here that I can't wait to touch, and that's why I keep staring. I'm going to use this arm right here as my canvas for the swatches, and there are 12 shadows, so I should be able to fit them all on that forearm. And so now there are 12 shadows, so I'm going to do 4 rounds of using these 3 fingers as my swatching fingers. So I'm going to get myself a towel that I can wipe my hands with, and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go top row and bottom row. So I'm going to do these first 3 right here: rye, barley, and sunflower. These names would make my husband so happy. He has a farming background, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It's his birthday today, by the way. So what a coincidence that I'm doing this palette on his birthday. I hadn't really realized the names of the shadows. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Okay. Rye, barley, and sunflower. I think it's sunflower, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Rye. Okay, that is a pretty color as a base for sure. Barley, first shimmer right here, and sunflower. Oh, I like that. I am a big fan of yellows, and that is right up my alley. And these are a first swatch. I'm going in a second time, so they are very pigmented. And I'm really not going hard in the pan either. So here's the second go. Rye, barley, gosh, my hands are dry, and sunflower. We're still in winter here in my city, so I'm dealing with dry hands. I could do a look with just these 3. They are beautiful. Actually, these 2 right there, I could do a look, no problem. Super. Very, very blingy. Yeah, the color saturation on here is really, really good. Nice. Nice. And the shimmers are a little on the flaky side, but they don't tend to do that on the eye, so I should be fine. Going for the second set of 3 on the top row. So we're going to go Maize, Golden Apple, and Hay. Maize, Golden Apple, and Hay. And Maize does make me think of a Cliona shadow. Makes me think of Buttercup too from Buttercup? From Sugar Pill. Green, Golden Apple. Did I see Green Apple? Golden Apple and Hay. Okay. Look at that yellow. Wow. Maize. I had always been impressed with the swatches I had seen of this palette, but it's nothing like, you know, when you do it in person. So I'm hoping these swatches come out well for you. And I really like Golden Apple. I love the grunginess of that yellow, kind of a mustardy yellow khaki. And here is Hay. Oh, that's a pretty pink. Oh, pinky peach. Is that a duochrome? No, is it? No, it's just a really nice shimmer. Okay, and the fingers over the first pass. Let's go in for a second, although the mattes really don't need it. They look so good. I'm just basically picking up whatever kick up there is. And there is kick up in the pans, but mattes do that. If a matte doesn't do that, it's not a very good matte in my opinion. All of my favorite mattes have significant kick up in the pan. So it's not something that gets my nose out of joint whatsoever. Okay, so we had Maize, Golden Apple, and Hay on this one, just as a reminder. Very, very nice so far. And fingers again. Okay, we are going in to the bottom row. Just wiping my fingers, and we have Vegetation, Earth, and Harvest coming up. So these 3 down here. And here they are. Vegetation, Earth, and Harvest. I remember now why I swatched this one. I was trying to do a color compare for somebody, and I ended up going into that palette knowing there was an orange, and that is why I did it, because I thought, why did I swatch that? But that's what happened. So going in for a second go, and Earth did not disappoint. I really, really like that middle color. Earth is beautiful. So Vegetation, which you would have thought would be a green, in my view. Earth and Harvest. Harvest has some nice shift to it. It is just one color, but it just has some depth to it. I like it. And these are the fingers. There are a ton of train noises going on for me right now, and hopefully I have been able to edit most of them out for you, because holy cow, somebody really, really enjoys the train whistle. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so we have the last 3 down here to do. And probably, I'm going to say the most exciting corner. So we're saving the best for last, and we have clay, mineral, and soil. So let's go right into it. And clay, I think, is going to be a beautiful fuchsia. Yes, it is. Mineral, kind of a shimmery beige, and soil. Here we go, the last 3. Clay. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Mineral. And soil. Well, It's right on my right on my bone here, right by the elbow, so it didn't have much of a fair chance. But that is also a beautiful color. So let's go in for the second go at these three colors. Yeah, this is a beautiful color. Clay is pretty gritty, but any kind of fuchsia, purple, they tend to be gritty. Doesn't put me off of them whatsoever because I'm not usually swatching when I do my eye color. Okay, so here we go, clay again. Mineral. And soil. Okay, all of these colors. I knew I would be a fan of the mattes. And I have to say, I am a real fan of the mattes. The mattes are what make this palette for me. And the reason I say that, except for this one, which is Sunflower, all of the mattes to me are mattes that I could replicate in my collection. So are they nice and wearable and like fine? Absolutely they are. But they're not something that has me kind of going, wow. Whereas some of the mattes, now these mattes I probably have. I'm not sure about this one, but these two I probably have somewhere in my collection. Vegetation, I can tell you I don't, because that one was really standing out separate when I did have to swatch it that one time. This one is definitely interesting, and I'm going to put this one against any other matte yellow that I have because I think it is one of the top ones for sure. It's in the top 3 for sure. And then this one I know will be a nice color that I can use with a lot of the other shadows in here. I'm really happy with the swatches. They did not disappoint. I did have high expectations for Ace Beauté for the simple reason that based on everything I've seen so far from the brand, and this is my first experience, but everything I've seen from the brand and what other YouTubers have been feeling about it and how excited they've been about it, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be very happy with how the palette performs. So at a minimum, I'm going to be quite satisfied. Who knows? I would love to have a wow, knocked out of the park, this is an amazing palette, but I'm going to have to use all the shadows and then give my thoughts from that perspective. But as far as a swatch fest, I'm very, very happy. I mean, there was nothing except for this one, but it was kind of on the bone. I would say this matte was the only one that was really tough to put on. But that's hard to tell the quality of mattes with swatches. So I take that with a grain of salt. But everything, the color saturation was really, really good. And I keep looking there because that's where the palette is. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I see, and I am looking forward to using this palette on my eyes. If you are curious about this look, please take a look at this video. I have filmed the whole thing, and I like the way it turned out. So that is it. 12 swatches of the Ace Beauté Classic Paradise palette. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts on the colors and overall palette curation. I would be curious to hear what you think. And with that, I say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.